keys and he's not trying to give them back. And I was like, pause. What do you mean he has our keys? Like, why the fuck did... Alright, you guys already know I'm sitting here with half my hair done. Let's not play like we don't know. But today we're gonna do another story time while I am installing my wig from Jmjtresses. If you don't know what company that is, I'll probably have her up on the screen right here, her Instagram, all that stuff. If you haven't checked out my previous video, it's an interview with her while she's actually installing one of my other units. That one's really cute, so go check that out as well. It'll be linked down in the description, as well as her Instagram and all that other stuff. All right, so today I'm not gonna be looking at y'all because I'm gonna be looking in the mirror, just so you know. But today I'm gonna be telling y'all about how I got motherfucking held hostage in fucking Houston, fucking raggedy as fuck. But yeah, honestly, that trip was, I don't know, I just need to redo it. Like, I had fun personally, but there's a lot of fucked up shit that went down, and I just wouldn't go with the people that I went with last time, to be honest, because just wouldn't do it. Y'all find out why anyways. But yeah, I'm not gonna tell y'all about the entire trip. I'm probably just gonna tell y'all about like starting that day, because the whole trip was fucked up, and I'm not trying to have this be like a long ass video. But yeah, so basically I had went to Houston with 3 girls, and let's call them Keisha, Angel, and Kelly. Keisha, Angel, and Kelly. I'm not gonna remember that shit. But yeah, so Angel was the only girl that I was actually friends with on this trip. I was familiar with Keisha and Kelly, but Kelly just did not like me for some odd reason. But I didn't really give a fuck because I already knew Kelly was a fucking hater. So, and me and Keisha had met on like a couple occasions, and she is cool people. So the only person I really knew going down there was Angel. We had got there on, I want to say Friday. Yeah, it was definitely Friday because we left Sunday. But we got there on Friday, teed up too hard. I blacked out. So we wake up the next day. I have a fat ass hangover. And that day we planned on going to the mall and then going out to a club later that night. And everything was gonna be fun and dandy, right? So we're thinking. So we all get up, get ready, and we go to the breakfast club. And I'm sorry it starts off like this, y'all, but it really is like this whole day is just a long ass fucking story. Like, so I don't even want to put like the day before in, because that's a long ass fucking story too. But so we go to the breakfast club. I didn't even really eat like that because I couldn't even taste nothing. That's how hungover I was. Niggas was fucked up. So we go to the mall, and then at the mall, me and Keisha had to go use the bathroom. So we go use the bathroom, and then on our way back to Angel and Kelly, this dude stops me. He's cute or whatever. He gets like my information and stuff, and then he's like, where you finna be at later? And I was like, oh no, I'll let you know. So then boom, we end up going back home and taking a nap because niggas was really fucked up. Like, just fucked up. We needed a nap before we were gonna go out because hell motherfucking nah. So we go back to the room, we take a nap, and then we get up to get ready. So I get up like an hour before everybody else because I wanted to straighten my hair. So I'm gonna straighten my hair, and then like once I'm like almost done with my hair, that's when Angel and Keisha got up to get ready, and Kelly is still on the bed not getting ready. And we're all like kind of like, girl, why aren't you getting ready? Like, what's up? And so nobody said nothing until like everybody was just putting on their outfits, and then we were like, girl, like, Kelly, what's going on? And she's like, oh, I have to do an essay. And we're like, bitch, a fucking essay? This is a turn up weekend. What the fuck do you mean you got a fucking essay to do? That shit should have been done. Like, what? She knew, because this was Angel's birthday weekend. So like, what? Why are you? Come on, girl, get it together. But so we're just waiting for her to finish her essay, and then she starts to get ready, and she's just like, I don't know. She just has a stank ass attitude. She had a stank ass attitude all day, mind you. And like, she was just throwing shots at everybody. And like, I wasn't paying attention because like I was hungover the whole day mainly. And then the rest of the parts, I just didn't give a fuck because the bitch is a hater. So the fuck. But yeah, I just didn't give a fuck because she's a fucking hater. Like, what do I need to listen to a hater for? So she's getting ready, and we're all like trying to take shots so that we could be like cool and stuff, because she's taking hella long. Like, I started getting ready at like, I think we set the alarm for 7 or 8, so I started getting ready at like 7 or 8. She just started getting ready at 10. Like, why are you getting ready to go to the club at 10? That's like the time we should be turning up and then like getting ready to leave. What the fuck? So we ended up not even leaving till 11, and when we're leaving, Angel's trying to figure out like what shoes to wear with her outfit, because like we couldn't really tell which ones went with it, and like the ones that did go with it like weren't comfortable for her feet. So I was like, we could just take pictures in the ones that feel uncomfortable before we go to the club, and then just put on like the other ones, because no one's gonna see. Like, it's dark, like nobody really cares about the shoes you're wearing. And she was like, all right. And then here Kelly comes out of nowhere, and she's like, no bitch, you're not wearing those, blah 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 blah. And we're just like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, she just had a stank ass attitude. So we were like, all right, whatever, like let's just take some shots and get the fuck out of here, because bitch, you're doing too much. So we get ready to go, and as we're like leaving, first of all, in Houston, like, or anywhere really, like after a certain time, if you go out, like the club's gonna be packed. You're gonna have to wait in line. So we pull up to the club that we're gonna go to. I forgot what the fuck it was called, but we pull up there, and she like, Kelly sees the line. She's like, dang bro, there's a line, like, and she's like, what should we do? Like basically saying like, should we go to another place? And we're all looking like, what do you mean, what should we do? Like, we fucking drove here, you took hella long, we're going to this fucking club, what are you talking about? So she's just like tripping, like she been doing all day, and we're just like at this point not listening to her because she's just doing the most. So we find some parking, and then we start walking over there. And to get, so we didn't know that we parked on like the most ghettoest part where it gets shot up and shit, but we parked over there, and we had to walk through this fucking scary ass like horror movie looking barn thing. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was like vacant and shit and hollow, and it was just hella scary. So we're walking through it, and then we finally like hit like the corner to go to the club. And as soon as we hit the corner, this big ass nigga with like, he just looked like a Florida ass nigga. If you know what a Florida nigga looks like, he looked like a Florida ass nigga. So he stopped us. He stopped me and Keisha, because me and Keisha were walking together. And he's like, he was like, where you guys going? And this nigga looked like a bouncer to me, low-key, because he was wearing like all black. So I was like, to the line. And he was like, no, you're not, y'all coming with us. And I was like, huh, nigga, what are you talking about? We're coming with you. And then that's when Kelly and Angel caught up to us. And then like a couple other niggas came over and started trying to like talk to us and stuff like that. And they were just trying to mac and stuff. And y'all, the funniest shit ever. So as soon as the niggas came over and Kelly seen that they had on like all this ice, all this jewelry, and they just looked like some rich ass niggas, her whole demeanor changed. She went from stank to giggly, the happiest person in the world, just like hella social. And I'm like, all right, bitch, do you. But they were like trying to get us to go with them, saying some corny ass shit. They was like you either come fuck with the winning team or some like that. They were just saying some corny ass shit, just being corny ass niggas. And I was like, bro, what? But they did look like they had money. So I was like, honestly, I'm down for whatever, because if they can get us into the club, then shit, by all means, because I'm really not trying to wait in line, feel me? We're just like standing there. They're like trying to like mac on Angel and Kelly and Keisha and stuff. And I was just waiting there. I was like, bro, is y'all finna like get us in, or what's the deal? Because I got a nigga inside waiting for me. Because the dude that I met earlier at the mall, he I had told him we were going there, so he was like, yep, I'm gonna see you there later. So I was like, all right, yep. And so like they were basically like, all right, are you gonna come with us or what's up? And then we were all like, well, what's up, Angel, because it's like your birthday weekend. And she was just like, I don't know, blah blah blah. And like I could tell from her demeanor, like she didn't want to go with the niggas. But the way Kelly was acting, she was like, I don't know, she was like trying to persuade her and shit. And it was just like, me and Keisha were like, it's whatever, honestly, like it's up to you, it really is your birthday. I'm like, look, either way, me, look, I'm gonna get free drinks, I'm gonna get in free wherever the fuck I go, because I got a nigga waiting on me here, or these niggas are gonna pay wherever the fuck we go. So it don't matter to me. All I know is everything's free tonight for me. So I was like, I don't give a fuck. But then she was finally like, yeah, I don't really want to go with them. And so we were like, all right, cool, let's go wait in line. So we go wait in line, and as soon as we're standing there, like, boom, like Kelly just goes back to having a fuck ass attitude. And she's like, bruh, da 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 da, they had money, they could have got us in, we're gonna be waiting all night, da 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 da, all this other shit. And she's just like complaining and all this other stuff. And so finally, like, Angel was just like, bruh, all right, fuck it, we could just go back then, like, whatever. So we walked back, and they're like, because we didn't really tell them that we weren't gonna go with them. We kind of just like walked off. So we come back, and they were like, we thought she was getting your car, blah blah blah. And so we were like, all right, cool. So then we were about to go walk to get our car, and they were like, nah, just hop in with us, we'll drop you off at your car. So then we're thinking we're all gonna get in the same car and get dropped off. And this is when I low-key knew like the night was just gonna go to shit, because we started walking and then they separate us. They're like, all right, this one nigga, bald ass nigga, pointed to Kelly, and he was like, you're riding with me. And then Kelly grabbed Angel, and me and Keisha are sitting there like, what the fuck? Like, where are we supposed to go? Like, what's going on? And then that's when the security guard dude, like, he was like, all right, y'all finna ride with me. And then he was like, who's finna hop in the front? And I was not finna hop in the front. So I looked at Keisha. I was like, do you want to sit in the front? And then he could tell by my vibe that I was not going. So he looked at Keisha. He was like, get your fine ass in the front. So she sat in the front, I sat in the back. And he was just like talking to us, and like he was cool. He was like making conversation. And then we were like, so what do you do? And he like didn't really say what he did. He was just like, oh, some my dude raps out here, and then he was like, my niggas rap and stuff, and we were like, okay, everybody raps, so okay, whatever. And then he had mentioned like a big artist name, but like casually, so I'm not thinking it's the big artist. I'm not gonna say like any names in here, mind you guys, because I'm not trying to get sued, or like, I don't look, I don't have money, okay? So I'm not name dropping none of that shit. Fuck that. I don't even want the clout behind it. I don't want the stress behind it. I don't want none of that shit. Fuck that. So he name drops, and I'm not thinking it's the person it is, because the fuck, like, come on. So fucking, he's just like going on about how like his niggas make money and some other shit. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, your niggas make money, you don't make money, you're broke. You're just like the person who hangs around. Anyways, like, you're not interesting. So we finally get to the car, and we see Angel walk out, and she's like, doesn't know where the car is. And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck, what's going on? So I'm like, we're like looking at her trying to find the car, and then she has like the dude walk out and like help her and stuff. And then she's sitting in the car, and the dude's talking to her, and we're like, where's Kelly at? And we don't see where Kelly is. And then Angel points over to us, like at the car, and I'm like, oh, she's ready for us to get out. And then the dude who drove us over there, he looked at Keisha, he was like, oh no, you're riding with me. And we were like, huh? And so I was like, I wasn't finna, because look, when I open my mouth around niggas, like, I guess I'm hella aggressive, and I already know like it just turns into a bad situation when I try and tell him like, no, that's not how it's finna go down. So I was like, I looked at her, and he just looked like a dangerous ass nigga, so I wasn't even finna try nothing. So I looked at Keisha, I was like, oh, but I think Angel wants you to drive tonight. And she was like, oh yeah, huh? And then he was like, nah, she's riding with me, Angel can drive. And I was like, all right, bro. I was like, I looked at Keisha, I was like, are you good? She was like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, okay. And so I hop out the car, and then I get into the car with Angel, and she just looks mad. And I'm like, bro, what's good? And she's like, bro, Kelly's being weird as fuck. She always does this when we get around niggas, blah, blah, blah. The nigga told her she's not getting out, and she looked at me and she was like, sorry, bro, I can't get out. And I'm like, huh? What do you mean you can't get out the car, nigga? We just met these niggas like 20 minutes ago, and you're like letting this nigga run all over you? What the fuck type of shit is that? So she's like pissed. She's like, I don't even want to go with these niggas. But like at this point, there's really no way that we could like get Keisha or Kelly like out the car, especially Kelly, because the way it was sounding, she just was not even trying to budge. So we were like, all right, well, we'll just go to the club and then like go back home afterwards, because like they'll just give us free admission and we could just do our own thing once we get up in there. And so she was like, all right, cool. So we get to the place, and it's like, it's not even really a club for real. It's kind of like a hookah lounge. And when we get there, it's like, so we get there, and we're thinking we're gonna have to find parking and pay for it. But then we pull up, and they're like, all right, hop out your car. And we're like, what do you mean? Like, we gotta find parking. And they're like, no, your valet's paid for. And we're like, oh, okay, shit, well, thanks. So we hop out the car, and we didn't see where Kelly was. We were right behind Keisha, so we knew she was like getting parking and shit. So we hop out, and we're just like standing there hella awkward, because we're like, what the fuck? Like, we're just around hella niggas and we don't know who the fuck they are. And so then this dude, he comes up to talk to us, and he was hella cool. I don't know where the fuck he went the rest of the night, because what the fuck. But he was hella cool. He was like chatting it up with us. He was like, what's your guys' name, blah blah blah, how old are you, da 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 da. And And yeah, he was just cool people, but the whole time we're like, where the fuck is Kelly? And then we look behind us because we're sitting on a car. We look behind us and Kelly's just sitting in the car with the nigga, and they're not even talking. They're just sitting there, like, just chilling. And we're like, what the fuck? So I'm just like, in my head, because that's not my friend, I'm like, that's weird as shit. Like, if I came here for my friend's, like, I came here for my friend's birthday, I'm not finna just be kikiing with like a nigga because he has, like, because he's in a Rolls Royce. Like, what the fuck? The hell? So she's just sitting there, and we're just waiting for Keisha to come back so we can all like leave to the club, so, or the hookah bar. So we get in, and it's hella packed. Like, there's no seats at all anywhere because it's a hookah bar. Like, you have to sit down. So then we're just standing there, and then me and like Kelly are irritated because we're like, bro, like, we're trying to go to a fucking club, not no fucking hookah bar. What the fuck? So then the niggas like walk out, and we're like, oh hell no. Me and Angel were like, oh hell no, we're finna go find a fucking table and sit ourselves the fuck down, because this is not, they didn't just take us here just to fucking fuck no. So we start walking off, and Kelly's like, wait, they're coming back, they're coming back. And so we walk off, and then we look, and then they're coming back, and our whole fucking booth is just cleared out. And we're like, huh? Like, how did it happen that fast? What the hell? But like, honestly, like, that's lame as fuck. Like, that you cleared a whole section out just for us to sit there. Like, really, my nigga? I don't know, weird as fuck. But then we sit down, and like, we're like, where's the bottle? Because, bitch, at this point, we need a fucking drink. We need a fucking drink, because these niggas are just giving off weird ass vibes, and we can't put our finger on it because they haven't done no weird ass shit yet. But like, I don't know, like, Angel knew, and then after the whole car situation, I just knew, like, it just didn't feel right. I was like, So we're sitting down, and the dude that drove me and Keisha to the car, like, or no. So we're sitting there, we're waiting for the bottles because we got there hella late, so it's gonna take a while to get like bottle service and shit. And like, we're chilling. There's like this girl in here shaking ass, so I'm like, okay, well, I get some entertainment, or I guess. And like, she starts like, bruh, this bitch, oh my god, she was like shaking ass, and then she started like dancing on me, and I was like, all right, cool. And then she was like dancing on Angel too, and we were like, all right, cool. And then this bitch started like touching my titties and stuff, and then she tried to grab on my coochie, and I was like, oh no, Miss Ma'am, like, this is not the party, I'm sorry, like, it's not what's going down, it's not what's gonna happen, fuck no. And then she started trying to grab on Angel too, and Angel was like, no ma'am, no, but she was really fucking with Angel. Like, she was like all into her ear trying to talk to her and some other stuff. And like, so then the bottles finally get there, and the dude that was driving us, he starts like pouring us shots and shit like in our mouth, and then like setting up our like drink and stuff, and it was cool. Like, we were vibing. It was like a cool little vibe. The music was nice, like everything was just cool while we were in the hookah bar. And so little did we know that we were like at an artist release party. We didn't know, because like, it was just loud. You really couldn't hear no announcements or nothing, to be honest. But we were at like a new artist like release party for like his, I think it was like his mixtape or something like that, I don't know. But yeah, we were at a release party, and like, basically we just got there hella late, so they were like pouring the alcohol down our throats and shit. And let me remind you guys, I blacked out the night before, so I was not trying to do that shit again. So I was like trying to pace myself, so like I just like babysitted my drink, and then like I just wasn't taking big shots and stuff, because I was like, I'm not finna black out again, like, fuck no. We're like down in the bottle, and these like, there was like hella girls in this section, and so mind you, like, we're all like chilling and enjoying ourselves and stuff. And like, all of a sudden, because at first like all four of us were sitting together, and then I look over and I'm like, where is Kelly at? Because like, even though that's not my homegirl, and I don't really like, we don't really fuck with each other like that, well, she don't really fuck with me like that, I'm still gonna be like, Like, you know, like we all came here together, like girl code shit, like we're not gonna leave without each other. So I'm like, where the fuck is Kelly? I'm like freaking out. I'm like, where's she at? And I see her, she's literally sitting behind this nigga like a fucking pet. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, what the fuck? And I was like, why is she sitting over there? And then Angel was like, he told her to, and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, first of all, ain't nan nigga gonna tell me what the fuck to do. But all right, I mean, do you, I guess. So she's just over there. And this nigga has hella, the nigga that she came with, or that told her, like, that she's riding with him and stuff, he has like hella bitches just surrounding him. And I was like, bruh, okay. So I don't know, it was just like weird to me. I was just like, bro, you are not no fucking celebrity, like, so I thought. So I'm just like, he's a corny ass nigga and he's ugly as fuck. So I was like, what the hell? So whole night is really just me, Keisha, and Angel sitting next to each other. And we're like chilling, having a good time, just like, you know, feeling it for like the little 45 minutes that we was there. And then, you know, everything started like getting shut down and stuff like that. And they're like, all right, we're about to go to an after party. And we're like, all right, cool. But like low-key, Angel wasn't feeling it because like Keisha had a dude and Kelly had a dude. But me and Angel didn't have a dude, and she was just kind of like bored of it, I guess. So like she was like joking around with like Keisha's dude, talking about some, we don't got no niggas, blah 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 blah. And he was like, chill, we'll get you some niggas. And then right when he like said that, this little light-skinned dude walked up, and like I looked at him up and down, and I was like, oh, he's kind of cute. And then he opened his mouth and he had the squeakiest voice ever, and I was like, fuck, never mind. But he was hella funny though. So he was like in our section just like chilling, I guess, whatever. And then we started like walking out, and as we're walking out, I'm like, where the fuck is Angel? Because everybody else is booed up. I'm like, damn, I'm not gonna walk by myself, what the fuck. I turn around, Angel booed up too, and I'm like, damn, bitch, that fast, what the fuck. So then I was like, okay, whatever. And then like these two girls, like they were in our section the whole time just chilling, like popping and stuff. We were like walking together, we were chatting it up and stuff. And then like we were stopped outside like waiting for our cars and stuff. And then the dude that Angel was talking to was like, all right, I'm gonna take y'all to the after party. And we were like, oh no, like we have our own car that we have to take. And they were like, no, just leave it here overnight, blah blah blah. And we were like, no, it's a rental, like we're not trying to get our shit towed. And so he was like, all right. So he told the other two girls that were in the section with us, he told them to drive his car to the location, and he was just gonna like drive us in the rental to the location. So as we're walking to the rental, this like black car pulls up next to us, and then the dude that was gonna drive our rental to the place, he was like, he looked at me, and I'm like, why are you looking at me, nigga? And then he was like, oh, do you want to ride with him? And I looked over, and it's the light skin that was in the section, and I was like, I mean, shit, I guess I could ride with him, whatever, you know, it's fine or whatever. So I hop in, and I'm just like, what's up? And he's not trying to talk to me, and I'm like, nigga, the fuck, if I'm gonna ride with you, like, first of all, if you want to act like a fucking Uber driver, I could have hopped in the fucking back, bitch, and we could have really not talked. The fuck? So no, you're gonna talk to me, especially because I'm fucking drunk, nigga. Like, you're gonna talk to me. I'm the type of person where you're just, no, you have to talk to me. What the hell? So I'm like asking him hella shit. He was actually a cool ass dude though. Like, we was talking about like real estate. He was like trying to put me on and all this other stuff. And I was like, yep, hella cool. And I was all like trying to convince this nigga to become a vegan and shit. And he was like, shit, I might do it. Fuck. But nah, and then he was like, he was playing the new album that had came out from, bro, I don't even want to say any of these artists' names because I don't want like anybody to like speculate who it is. But like basically it was just like a joint album that had came out like a month or two prior to us going out there. And he was like, oh yeah, me and this nigga are hella cool every time he comes out here, blah blah blah, da da da. And I'm like, it's again not registering in my head that like you know, these people might actually know these people, because I'm just like, it's just no way. So I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, like niggas just trying to pump fake. So I was like, cool. Anyways, so about these fucking vegetables. But then we get there, and as soon as we get out, we're like walking to the house, and we get in there, and then it's just like, I'm thinking like, I don't know what I expected it to be, but like I expected it to be like a lit ass after party, like, you know, off the movie After Party, bro. I expected that shit to be like hella cool, like cool ass like LED lights, like, I don't know, just some cool ass shit. But it was really just a regular ass house. So we get in there, and this nigga has a fucking dog, and I'm like, I fucking love dogs. So I go over there, and I'm like about to fuck with it, and he's like, don't touch the dog, he's gonna bite you, blah blah blah. It was a big ass dog, but I was just like, bro, it's probably because you're a badass owner. But yeah, like, it was cool. Like, when we walked up in there, it was cool. Like, I didn't really get no bad vibes or nothing. And then like I look over at the table, and just everyone is just booed up. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just go bother this nigga. And he was like the DJ for the night, so that's why like he appeared like at the last minute, because he's the one playing the music the whole time. So I'm just like bothering this nigga, because I don't got nobody else to talk to, so I'm gonna bother you, the fuck. And then I get up to go, like, no, I had just got up to the table. I don't even really remember why, but I got up to the table, and I'm standing there on my phone, and then the bald head nigga, so the bald head dude, I'm gonna just call him bald head, because that's what the fuck he was bald headed. So he's the same one who was in the Rolls Royce. He's the same one who claimed Kelly. So that's Kelly's nigga for the night. So yeah, that was the same nigga that she was like sitting behind and everything in the club. So fucking he's like standing there next to me, and then he was like, hey, and then like I looked over at him, and as soon as I looked over at him, he like went like that to like my titty. And I was like, I don't go for that shit. Like, I'm not the bitch that you could just sit here and touch on. Like, I'm not just a hoe ass bitch. Well, no offense to girls that are like that, but like, I'm just not like that type of bitch that feels comfortable with like niggas touching on her. Like, you're not gonna do that to me. So I backed up. I was like, whoa, nigga, what the fuck? And he was like, damn, I can't touch it. I was like, no, you can't. What the fuck? I'm not for you. And then at the same time, like, the DJ dude's standing there too, and he's like, who are you for then? And he like looked at the DJ dude, and I was like, not for you. Like, the fuck, I'm not for the DJ nigga either. What do you mean? I was like, I'm not for nobody. And then he was like, I was like, I'm not for you. And then I looked over at Kelly, and then he looked over at her too, and he was like, what? And I was like, that's your bitch. Like, don't come and touch on my titty, touch on hers. What the fuck? And so he was just like, all right. And then me and the DJ dude, we walked back over to the chair, whatever. We were like just talking it up and stuff. And then he was like, the bald head dude, he was like, hey, we're about to take shots. So we go back over to the table, and I seen they were pouring Henny, and I really don't like Henny at all. So he right before he like took the bottle to pour up the shots and shit, he looked at me as I was walking over there. He was like, hey. And I was like, what? And then he like shook his chest like he wanted me to like bounce my titties. And I just like, I mean-mugged him. I was like, nigga, no. And he was like, why not? I was like, the fuck? So then I just walked and I sat down, and I didn't say shit to him, because nigga, what the fuck do you think this is? It's not that type of party, you raggedy ass bitch. So he pours up the shots and shit, and everybody takes their shot. I didn't take mine. I like put it up to my lip like as everybody was taking theirs, and then like I put it down, and as soon as I put it down, Keisha and Andrew were like, I need to go to the bathroom. I was like, yep, I'm finna go with you. They were like, Kelly, let's go to the bathroom. She was like, I'm good. And I'm just like, bitch, like, it don't matter if you need to use the bathroom or not. Like, that's code for girls meeting in the fucking bathroom. Like, everybody already knew what the deal was. Like, bitch, we were finna go to the bathroom and talk. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. She was just acting funny. I don't know what type of fucking girl code she be on, but anyways, so we go to the bathroom, And oh y'all, wait, I forgot. So when we were in the car, I had asked him, I was like, so where are we going? And he was like, my cousin's house. And I was like, oh, who's your cousin? And he was like, he said the bald dude. So I was like, oh, that's what's up. He was like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna stay that long though. And I was like, why? And he was like, I just don't like being around this nigga. He's always into something. And I was like, what does that mean? I was like, guess you just don't like your cousin like that. Whatever, I guess. So yeah, now back to the bathroom. So Angel's like, bitch, do you know who we're with? And I was like, some niggas? Like, what? And then Keisha was like, yeah, bro, like we're with some niggas, like that, like basically. So the dude that Angel was like booed up with, he was like telling her that like the bald head dude, Kelly's nigga, he basically like owns Houston. His like dad like owns like some major ass like record label, and then he took it on or something like that. And basically we were just fucked. Like, so yeah, we were just with hella like niggas that just had money. They just had money out there, and they were just well known in Houston. So we were some Houston celebrities, I guess. So we were just like, okay, damn, well, I mean, shit, might as well enjoy the night, because like no weird shit had happened yet. So we go back out, and we're like sitting down for a second, and then the DJ nigga's like, he said, oh yeah, he was like, all right, I'm about to leave. So he like gave me a hug and stuff, and I was like, well, shit, what's your number? I was like, you're cool as fuck. I'm trying to learn some more fucking real estate from you. So he was like, walk me out. So I walk him out, and then we were like talking outside or whatever, and then he was like, here, come sit in the car and like talk to me. And then I already knew it was gonna go down after that. So I had texted Keisha. I was like, I'm in his car, I'll be back in a second. So I had texted Keisha that, because Angels don't be texting back like that. So I was like, look, I'll just text Keisha. So Keisha knew where I was at. I'm gonna just tell it from my perspective, because I'm not gonna twist anything else into something, because I don't know. I only know my perspective of the story. So I'm like in the car, and you know, I got busy, you know. We didn't do the nasty, but I, you know, got some action. So after that, he dropped me back off at the front of the house, and or no, he dropped me at the back of the house, because that's how we were getting in. And when I get out the car, and they're like, it's just Keisha and Angel sitting outside, and I'm like, they're like taking pictures in front of the Rolls Royce, and I'm like, what the fuck you guys doing outside? What's going on? I'll be back when I put the wig and shit on, because that's just finna be hella loud with the hair dryer and shit. So I'll be back. I see them taking pictures at the Rolls Royce, and I'm like, the fuck are you bitches doing? I'm like, what's going on? The hell? Why aren't you guys inside? And they're like, this nigga's weird as fuck. And I'm like, well, I mean, I knew that this nigga was trying to get me to be a fucking like, he was just being creepy towards me the whole time. So like, and nobody was saying nothing, so I was like, I thought like they just didn't give a fuck. So I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like, what happened? And they're like, he took our keys and he's not trying to give them back. And I was like, pause. What do you mean he has our keys? Like, why the fuck does he have our keys, Angel? Like, you were supposed to have our keys. What the fuck? And she's like, he snatched them out my hand, blah, blah, blah. He's not trying to give them back. He doesn't want us to leave, da, 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 all this other stuff. And I was like, well, where the fuck is Kelly? Because only Keisha and Angel are outside. So I'm like, they're like, oh, she doesn't want to leave, blah, blah, blah. Angel is just like hella mad and drunk. She's like, fuck that bitch. She could stay here, da, 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 da. I'm trying to leave. Like, I want my keys, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, bro, what the fuck is going on? I'm thinking like they're just joking. Like, I didn't think like it was as dead ass as it was. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just go back in there and get the keys then. So I go back in there and I walk up to the niggas. It's the bald nigga and the like security guard looking ass nigga, and he's like so I walk up to them and I'm like, give us the keys back, like stop playing, bro. And then they're like, the security guy's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, bro. And then the bald nigga walks away and I'm like, who the fuck has the keys? Like, I'm not playing with you guys. And he's like, he like looked over at him, but he didn't like point at him or nothing. And I was like, oh my fucking god, like I'm about to get fucking mad. Like, and the thing is, I turn up on niggas. I'm not gonna sit here and like, aha, key, give us our keys back, none of that shit. Like, nigga, you're getting cussed the fuck out, give me my fucking keys. Like, I'm not playing with you type shit. But, so I was gonna do the same thing to this nigga. I was gonna walk up on him and be like, nigga, give me my fucking keys back. But as I got closer and closer to this nigga, like, my strength was wearing thin. Cause this nigga he just looked like the type to beat on bitches, bro. I was like, look, I'm not trying to get beat the fuck up because I already know nobody in this house is gonna save me. So I walked up to him. I was like, can we please get our keys back? Like, we're trying to go home. We have a flight in the morning. And he's just like, nah, stay for a while. And I was like, nigga, what the fuck do you mean, nah, stay for a while? And he's just like, he just walked off after that. And I was like, bro, I was like getting heated. I was getting so fucking mad. So then I turn around and I see Kelly's ass just sitting on the fucking table, like, or sitting at the table like she's been doing all fucking night. And I'm like, bitch, like, you see how fucking uncomfortable like they probably were trying to get the keys and shit, and you're just sitting there like, aha, hee hee, it's a fucking game. So I go over to her and I'm like, get the fucking keys. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? And she's like, I can't, bro, I tried. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean, like, you can't, you tried? The fuck, bitch? Like, the hell? I don't know. Like, she just rubbed me the wrong fucking way, because if it was me and I knew my fucking friends were uncomfortable and I seen all the shit that was like going down that night, I would have fucking said something. I don't care who the fuck this nigga is, how the fuck money he has, if I want to fuck him that bad or not, I don't give a fuck. Like, nigga, give my friends their fucking keys so they can go the fuck home. They're not interested. Like, the fuck? So then I walk back up to him and I'm like, look, nigga, the only bitch that's gonna pop pussy for you or wants to fuck is that bitch over there on the table, or at the table. So you might as well just give us our keys back. And he was like, he just looked at me, laughed, walked away again. And I was like, bro, like, this shit is a real life game to him. He does this shit like every night or every weekend type shit. Like, that's the type of nigga he is. And I was just like, what the fuck? So I go back outside and I'm like, yeah, he's not trying to give us the keys and your friend's a fucking weirdo. And she's like, I know, she's just fucking sitting there, blah, blah, blah. And so we're just kind of sitting outside, just mad because we can't get our fucking keys back. And, like, if it wasn't a rental, we would have just hopped in a fucking Uber. But it was a rental. It was, like, on her credit and shit like that. And we needed the car back. And there was just no fucking point. Like, nigga, why the fuck do you have our fucking keys? And you know we don't even want to be here. Like, you're keeping us hostage. And, like, none of us are finna fuck. Like, I don't know what you thought that was gonna do for you, but it wasn't finna get you some punani. Like, what the fuck? So we're just sitting outside in the garage, mad as fuck. And then this nigga, who we didn't even realize it, but he was just posted in the car the whole time with a bitch from the club. Like, he comes out and he's like, girls, what's going on? Blah, 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 blah. We're like, we're trying to get our keys back. And then he's like, your keys? Where are your keys? And we're like, they're inside. They're not trying to give it to us. And he's like, oh, that's messed up, blah, blah, blah. Y'all aren't staying tomorrow? We're like, no, we have a flight. And he's like, trying to convince us to stay and stuff. And we're like, no, like, we got to leave. Like, homegirl has a kid she got to go back to. Like, we got lives and shit we got to return to. Like, it's not a game no more. And he's like, damn, I see. All right, well, I'll try and get y'all's keys back for you. So we're like, all right, cool. Like, we're finna get our keys back. And so he goes inside. We're waiting. And then he comes outside. And this one we knew we were just like, we were fucked. Like, there was just no. So he comes out and he's like, look, I could only get the keys back under one condition. And we're like, really, nigga? Like, just some more bullshit. Like, I don't know why we thought that nigga was finna be on our side when he's literally with this weird ass nigga. They're all fucking weird ass niggas. So he's like, basically, if you go inside and take one more shot with us, like, he'll give you your keys back, da 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 da. And we're like, nigga, fuck that. Like, what do you mean? No, like, we want our fucking keys. The hell? And he's like, I know, da 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 da, blah blah. But they're not gonna give them to you unless, like, you take another shot with them, da 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 da. And we're like, we're not taking another shot, but we'll go back inside. So we look, that was a fucking trap. So we go inside, and as soon as we get inside, like, Angel's trying to get the keys back because she sees the dude who's telling us who's supposed to get the keys back. She sees like he has them, so she's trying to get them back. And then me and Keisha get ushered back to the table hella fucking fast. Like, everything happened way too fucking fast. Like, we couldn't even, I don't know, we just couldn't keep up with shit. So we get ushered back to the table, and we're sitting down, and Angel's just in the kitchen with the dude, and like, there's music playing hella loud. The niggas aren't even really talking to us for real. We're just sitting there at the table just looking goofy as fuck. Like, what? Why do y'all want us in here when nothing's, like, the fuck is pointless? All right, it's gonna be loud as hell again. So I'm about to put the wig on my head and then come back when I'm laying my edges and like styling it and all that stuff. But anyways, back to the story. Focus. Hello, what the fuck? Where are we at? Me and Keisha get like rushed to the table, and we're like, what the fuck? So Angel is in the kitchen with the dude trying to get our keys back. And mind you, this is the dude from outside. That's not the security guard or the bald head nigga. So we sit down, and they're not even trying to talk to us or anything. Like, what are we here for? That shit's hella annoying. And the music's just like playing hella loud and stuff like that. And I'm just irritated. Like, I'm ready to go home at this point. Like, I'm hungry. My fucking drunk is wearing off and shit. It's just not a good time no more. So we are just sitting there, and then all of a sudden I hear Angel say something about a condom, and that was a red flag for me, because like, just knowing everything that I knew, like, Angel was not out there to fuck. She was not out there to be on no hoe shit, nothing like that. So I was like, I heard condom. I looked over, I couldn't see her, so I got up. As soon as I got up, the bald head ass nigga literally like sat me down. He was like, sit down, mind your business, ha 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 ha. I was like, no, like, chill. And then fucking the Kelly bitch is just fucking laughing. And I look at Keisha, and she looked just as worried as me. So I'm like, I know I'm not tweaking, bro. Like, she does not want to be up in there. So I get up, and he sits me down. And, like, I'm not finna try to fight this nigga, because, like, I'm not trying to get beat the fuck up. Like, I'm already knowing nobody in that house was gonna do nothing to save me, Keisha, or Angel. Especially, like, us knowing the niggas that, like, knowing who those niggas are now. Because when we were outside talking, like, the dude that Angel was talking to was like, hey, like, I'm letting you know right now, like, it's probably gonna get weird when I leave. So when I leave, like, you should get your homegirls and get up out of here. And she was like, what? And he was just like, look, this nigga has hella money. Like, all the niggas up in here, like, he owns all these niggas type shit. So it's like not even a game no more. Like, it's scary type shit. So, like, if anything would have happened to us, nobody would have known. Like, we would have just been some dead bitches in Houston that nobody knew about. Like, that shit's hella crazy. But yeah, so like, he sat me down, and I'm like, fuck, bro, like, what the fuck is going on in the kitchen? Like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden, we see Angel in the hallway, and she's like now, like, get the fuck over here. So Keisha gets up, walks over there. I get up again. Bald head nigga sits me right the fuck back down. I can't get past him. I'm really trying to get past him this time. And Kelly's still fucking laughing. And I'm like, bro, like, this is not a game no more. Like, it's not funny. There was no smile on my face or anything. I was like, move, bro, move. So then I was just like, look, I'm about to leave when he's not paying attention, because I just seen them. They were just standing there at the hallway. So then I looked down on my phone for like literally a second, and then Kelly tapped my shoulder. She was like, what are you doing? And then I look up and they're fucking gone. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So then I get up again. He tries to grab me. I was like, I need to use the restroom. And then I walk past him, and like, so here's the restroom. The restroom's right here, and then the door is like literally right here. So I'm like walking like hella slow, and then as soon as I get to the door of the bathroom, like I try to walk faster, and then as soon as I walk faster, the dude that was trying to get our keys, he like snatches me up and puts me in the kitchen. And I'm like, bro, what's up? And he's like trying to talk to me. He's like, oh, like, what are you trying to get into, blah blah blah. Like, he's all touching on me and stuff, and I'm like trying to move his hands, and I'm like, where's Angel, where's Keisha, like da 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 da. He's like, oh, they left, blah blah blah, it's just you and me. And I was like, oh no. I was like, no, it's not that type of party. Like, what are you talking about? So I'm like trying to get away from him and like walk out the door. He keeps snatching me up. He pinned me up against the wall, and then he tried to like kiss up on my neck and some more shit. I was like, bro, this is not happening right now, because like, I don't know, like I was trying to like get away from him, but like it just wasn't working out. I was not, like, I'm hella small. There's no way I'm gonna fight off a big ass nigga. So I'm just thinking in my head, like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, I'm really trying to like push him off, and he's not getting off me. And like all this shit is happening, it feels like 2 seconds. It literally feels like 2 seconds. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like trying to push him off me, and then my phone starts vibrating. I grab my phone. It was Keisha. I answer it. I'm like, where are you at? And she's like, come outside, come outside. And then I pushed him off me, and y'all, I booked it. I ran so fast out the fucking door. I was wearing heels and everything. Like, it was not, no. Fuck no. I was running for dear life at that point, because what the fuck. So I run outside, and then I see the car. I get in the car, and I'm like, you bitches was gonna leave me? Like, what the fuck? I'm like, bro, what the hell? Like, you seem like I couldn't get up. But they, like, honestly, like, I was getting mad at them. Angel was getting mad at me, or everybody, because we didn't know what each other had like gone through. Because I'm not gonna say what happened to Angel in the kitchen, because like that's not my story to tell. But like, she was going through her own thing. So like, if she would have left, like, you know, honestly, I couldn't really be mad at her. But at the same time, like, bitch, I was going through the same thing in the kitchen. What the fuck? Like, that shit was just not it. And so she's driving, mind you, and she's still like drunk, and she's mad on top of that. So she's driving hella crazy. I'm holding on for dear life in the back seat. We're driving all types of like wrong ways on the road and some more shit. She's like going off about like everything that she had to deal with that night, because I guess after I left to the car, everybody else like left her in the kitchen too, or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it was just a fucked up ass night. And then mind you, like, Kelly's supposed to be one of her best friends, and like didn't do shit for us all night. Not even just us, like for Angel. Like, come on, bitch, if that's your bitch and you know she's uncomfortable, like, fuck the dick, fuck all the money and shit. Like, you're supposed to be there for your friend, but it is what it is, like, I guess. And this not the finished product, y'all, don't look at my hair. But yeah, all that shit happened. That shit was fucking crazy. We had got back to the hotel, or we had got like some food, and then we went back to the hotel. And our flight was literally like, we didn't get back to the hotel at like 5 a.m. and our flight was at 2 in Dallas, and we were in Houston, y'all. So we slept for like 2 hours, and then we had to pack. So like, we didn't have time for nothing. Like, we were all just fucking dead, just dead bodies. Like, nobody could function. And then on top of that, we had to drive Kelly back, because Kelly lived in Dallas. So like, we're like seeing if she's gonna even text us to see like if we're good or anything. Or I don't know, I think she texted like Angel or something. I don't really remember, I'm not really sure, but we were like waiting on her. She was taking forever, and we was gonna end up leaving her because Angel was just fed up. She was like, that's not no real friendship, blah blah blah. And I was like, I mean, shit, that's your friend, it's up to you. As long as I get on my plane, I'm good. And yeah, so like she was just taking hella long, so I had to pack her bags and shit. And we were gonna leave it at the office, but as soon as we were about to take off, she called. She was like, I'm on the way back, blah blah blah, like, why are you guys leaving, all this other stuff. And we were like, bitch, we didn't know how long you was finna be over there, because you was like ready to get some dick, I guess. Like, she had finally like showed up, and it was just awkward because you already like knew there was beef between those two. Me and Keisha were just there like, oh shit. But then we get in the car, and as soon as we get in the car, just automatic beef. They're like, so what's your problem? So what's the problem? Why were you finna leave me? Blah 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 blah. And Angel goes off, y'all. Off. I don't even remember what the fuck she said, but this bitch was saying a lot of shit, all right? Saying a lot of shit. And then, like, this is the part where she had me fucked up though, because she just saying hella stuff, and then she was like, does nobody else agree with me? Da 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 da. Like, Joelle, do you have anything to say? And I'm like, nigga, what the fuck do I got to say? I'm like, what do I have to say? And they were like, she was referencing, cause yesterday before we had left to go to the club, like all day, I guess Kelly was just taking shots at me, but like I said, I was just too fucking hungover to even realize. And like I said, the bitch is a hater, so I don't really care what the fuck she has to say. And so I didn't have shit to say. Like, that's not my fucking friend. If she wants to be a hating ass bitch, she can be a hating ass bitch, but I don't give a fuck. I'm happy. I'm living my best life. The hell? So she had like called me out and made it sound like I have beef or something. And then Kelly turns to me, because I'm sitting in the back seat with her, and she's like, well, do you have anything to say? And I looked over at her. I was like, hold up, bitch, don't talk to me fucking crazy, because I didn't have a problem, but we can have one. Feel me? But nah, she was like, she went from that to like calm real quick, because as soon as I looked at her, she was like, oh shit, like I fucked up. So she was like, not even like that, just like, let's get it all out right now. And I was like, I don't really have an issue with you, but I don't like the way you was moving like when we went out, to be honest. Like, that's not no friend shit. I don't care if that's how you are when you go out. She was like, that's how I am when I go out, da 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 da. I just like doing my own thing, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just not used to like going out with females that are like that. Like, if we go out, we're going out as a unit, and if you're finna be over somewhere, like, let somebody know. Because she was just not letting nobody know shit, and I just wasn't digging that. That's not like the way that I move when I'm out with females. Like, that's just weird to me, to be honest. So what's it called? Yeah, so I guess like after that, like, beef was kind of squashed. But I'm just like, why the fuck did I get thrown under the bus? And this ain't even my fucking homegirl. Like, you did not have to put me in it to prove your point or whatever. That's the shit that pissed me off. But then, because we had like we just squashed the beef for the sake of the fucking road trip, I guess, because we had to be in the car for 4 hours with each other, and you're not trying to be in the car for 4 hours with a bitch that you're beefing with. So they kind of were just like, okay, like, I forgive you, it's whatever type shit. And like, we had told her everything that happened. Like, Angel had told her what happened with her, I had told her what happened with me, and this bitch had the audacity to still be like, oh, this nigga has hella money, blah 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 blah, I was trying to fuck him with his chains on, da 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 da, all this other stuff, just like talking crazy. And I was like, bitch, okay, like, so just fuck our like fucking horrible ass night, like, just fuck all of our feelings, just invalidate all that shit because you wanted to fuck on a quote-unquote rich nigga, whatever. But yeah, we got out of the situation. We got back to Dallas. We got on our flight. And that was that. So basically, I'm never going on a trip like that with females like that again. The whole thing was weird as fuck. I'm not fucking with niggas who have money in Houston because they're fucking weirdos. I'm not fucking with famous people or people who know famous people anymore because that shit is weird as fuck. And yeah, I just don't trust nobody else with the keys to the rental at this point. But hope you guys like this story. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for my other crazy ass stories because I have had a crazy ass life and it gets crazier. So with that being said, I'm gonna get at y'all later.